Hey guys, Troy at the Space here. Welcome to this episode. So, this is episode 4 in the marketing validation program. This is kind of like the part 2 of the creating minimal viable product. And so I want to do a bit more of a deep dive into how I actually did that. So I just wanted to quickly, let me move that one over there. One sec. And show you. So we looked at so process. So looking at move that back there. So looking at this. So last week we looked at, or last video we looked at building this minimal viable product. So what I want to do today is show you some of the elements which I drew out, some of the tools that I used to help get clearer on my assumptions in relation to this. So if we're looking at the problem, like the core elements of what is an assumption, like a core assumption, it's the problem, like understanding clearly what we think the problem is. And this is our best guess. It's not about getting it perfect or getting it right. It's just what we understand and for which customer segment. And then channels. So I'm going to use I'm going to talk about how I'm going to bring traffic to my minimal viable product, to my MVP, which as per last episode is a landing page which I created in ClickFunnels. And this is just for iteration number 1. So we're pretty close to be now ready to start going to market. But I just wanted to show you in this video how I actually drew in some of the content that we put into the MVP. So let me just jump back to here. So these are tools that I've learned over the years. So what we're looking to do is again cultivating alpha and theta. This is called an empathy map. Empathy is a really, really powerful tool for helping to create a deeper understanding of our customer. So it's basically putting our feet into their shoes, essentially, feeling into them to see if we can really understand who they are, what they think and feel, what they see, what they say and do on a day-to-day basis, and what they hear. And this is our best guess. It's something that we get better at. Like empathy as a tool, as someone in business, as an entrepreneur, is something that I feel we all need to do better moving forward, because it allows us to really relate in a world that's hyper communicated. It allows us to really cut through that noise with our messaging to say, hey, we've got something here. And part of doing this, like I have pushback sometimes from some of the clients saying, oh, it's a bit manipulative, but the reality is, if people are out there, they're in pain and they're hurting, and what we're looking to do is provide a solution. As entrepreneurs, we fix problems. And I'd like to suggest that we're coming from a place of integrity. What we're working on is awesome, and this is a means to be able to get our message in front of them, to cut through that noise that's out there. Because fundamentally, if somebody is in pain, they are looking for a solution for it, and so that's what we're offering up here. So as part of this, so there's a couple of different elements. So you'll see it's about creating an avatar or a persona for someone. An avatar is like someone ideally will have pinned on the wall, so that you can refer to them, so that you get to build a relationship with them, so you can understand them. So it's good, to put give them a name. These are actually real people in my world. And then from there, we do a drop into each of these, like what do they think and feel on a daily basis? Well, I think they feel stressed and overwhelmed, they're anxious. This is the actual people that we're targeting. They can feel alone, depressed at different times. They can be in some sort of a crisis or worrying a lot, disconnected, challenged, distracted. But at the same time, fearful. And at the same time, though, they're optimistic that there's more. Like there's more to this. So there's a spark alive inside them. But at the moment, in their present life circumstances, they're feeling a lot of these things. And these are the things that we want to draw out, call out for these particular. This particular market here, or these particular people. What do they see on a daily basis? Well, often they're in front of a computer screen because they're professionals. They quite often have family. They're seeing their problems on a day-to-day basis. They're managing people quite often, but they may also start seeing they're having poor health. And again, this is our best guess. It's not about getting it perfect. This is a place to start, to go to market as quickly and efficiently. Like, this whole process should take no longer than 10, 15 minutes max. They potentially tried meditation, yoga didn't stick. Maybe they're seeing a therapist, say and do. So that's, again, best guess. There's probably a whole bunch of other stuff as well. What do they hear on a daily basis? Maybe this internal voice, this inner critic doubting themselves. Maybe they're busy. They've got the busy mind chatter. They've got like a lot of self-talk, and the narrative self is going. Maybe they listen to podcasts. They're seeking help through listening to podcasts or audiobooks. Maybe they're hearing people say, hey, you need to do something about your health, or you're not being productive. Or maybe they hear themselves internally going, hey, my habits are shit, I'm not being productive, I need to do something. So maybe it's their own internal critic saying these sort of things. And so the pain, they feel out of control, they're overwhelmed, confused, they're not performing. Maybe they're in some sort of transition, maybe they're suffering, maybe they experience some sort of loss, but they've got this sense of self-doubt. These are the people that we're going to be reaching for and help them move towards higher performance, greater sense of creativity, greater sense of well-being. Give them an edge. Teach them around how to have insights, ideas, sense of purpose, connection, resilience, peace, inner peace, sense of enlightenment, and even higher states of consciousness. So moving them from here to here. And this is part of our marketing message that we're going to go to the market with. So you can see here as a tool, empathy mapping, again, it's just helping us to put ourselves in their shoes. Best guess, is it perfect? No, but it just gives us, it gets us starting to think in that direction. I'd like to ask you, how much you've actually taken the time to relate to your audience. Have you created an avatar? How well do you know your target customer? I think this is really important. Before I forget, if you'd like to learn more about this, market validation, this is just one element of market validation. I run a free masterclass every 2 weeks. To register, go to everydayentrepreneurs.info/masterclass. So everydayentrepreneurs.info/masterclass, and register every 2 weeks if you want to do a deep dive and learn more about this market validation stuff. This is just an element of it. They've got a whole program, so we'll do a masterclass on that. It's free every 2 weeks. So what this does is it really helps us to relate to our target customer, so that they know. So we can cut through the noise, and then when they're looking out there, the messaging that we're putting out just really relates to them on an internal level. That's the intention. And so here, what we start doing is mapping out some of the hot buttons that we can use to script in our content. And again, this is just as a means to cut through the noise so that they know that we know what pain they're in, or the value that we've got to offer to them. And then it's about building that bridge, a communication bridge. So how we do this, and this is something I learned from Taki Moore, who is a coach of coaches. He's a really cool guy. I'm not sure where he got it from. He probably got it from somebody else. A lot of this stuff goes around in circles. But this is really cool because, it helps us to understand the frustrations and the wants that our potential clients will have, our customers, on a day-to-day basis in an immediate sense. And then longer term, their fears and their aspirations in what's imagined in a future sense. And then over here, we'll look at what keeps them up at night. What keeps them up at night. So these are tools that we have available, again, as part of our everydayentrepreneurs.info/masterclass. If you're interested in learning more about this, just go there and you can register. So demographics. So what do they got? We think that they have poor self-talk and they want to have, positive self-talk. So the want is just the mirror image often to the frustration. Positive. Sorry, I spelled that right. Although you may not know it because my writing's not awesome. Positive self-talk. My writing's not awesome as I write. Positive self-talk. So suffering. end suffering, inner peace. So they might be feeling a sense of overwhelm, frustration. They feel lost. They want a sense of purpose. They're not performing. They want productivity. They're feeling depressed. They want to feel energized. May have poor habits. They want to have success habits. But they know the habits and you're just keeping them where they are, but they don't know how to break that. Stressed, sick, well, unhappy, out of control. They want to be in control. Like they're lacking meaning. They want to feel connected. They have low output. They want to have high quality and high output. They're emotional, but they want to be clear. They feel like they're falling into a hole, but the reality is they want to be living life on purpose. Life is hard, but they want to have flow and ease. They may have really crappy life circumstances, but they want the opportunity for magic to show up. So you can see how we can then script these into our content as we write it. Again, this is not perfect. This is our best guess for now. This whole exercise should take longer than 15 minutes. So what keeps them up at night? What keeps them up at night? Life circumstances. They're not coping. They're challenging. Maybe they had a challenging life event. Maybe they're stuck in a rut. Maybe they're just not happy with their life circumstance. Yeah, that's what I read up there. Not happy, and they don't know what to do about it. And what do they put into Google? Managing stress, managing burnout, managing overwhelm, learn meditation, finding purpose. There's heaps of tools that we can use to really understand what they do Google search. But that's something for another episode. So you can see here, like down this, as linked into, like I mentioned in the last episode, this is my landing page. What have we got? Troy Haynes. www. Haven't fixed that yet. 123.troyhaynes.com. 3 W's and Troy Haynes. And then, I got it wrong. I had 4 W's, 2, 3. troyhaynes.com. Here we go. And so you can see here, attention entrepreneurs and executives, program opening soon. It's time to move beyond stress. So these are the hot buttons. Then these are the wants and the aspirations. We'll talk more about this as well in a different episode, but differentiation from our competitors. We'll use science and technology. And then what we're looking for them is to just give us an indication of something, if this is something they're interested in. And building out this experiment. So what I'm going to be doing from here, jumping back to this video, this one, throw me over there, and here, is I'm going to be creating a whole bunch of, the channels, which is an extension of the MVP, of free content, which just talks about how we do that. So I'm going to be basically, through my existing social channels, putting out free videos, not unlike this one, and then directing them back to troyhaynes.com to register if they'd like to know more information about this. So not unlike what I'm doing here, like if you would like to learn more information about market validation, go to everydayentrepreneurs.info/masterclass. And every 2 weeks we do a masterclass on this, which is a little bit more detail. We do it live, so it's an opportunity for you to ask questions of me and I get feedback on what you're working on. And learn more about the whole market validation process. This is just being an element of it. So next week, what am I up to? So we've done minimal viable product, part 1 and 2. So it's a matter of me now starting to do this. So you'll start now seeing by next week. So this week I'm going to start running this experiment. I'm going to be putting content out every day, inviting people to register their interest if they'd like to know more about some of the content, the concepts that I'm talking about, to go to troyhaynes.com. So next video should have some feedback for you. Cool. I think that's it for now. Like I said before, if you'd like to learn more about this market validation stuff, go to everydayentrepreneurs.info/masterclass. Register. I'd love to see you live on a call every 2 weeks. All right, big love. Talk soon. All right.